I will never vote for a tax increase. I'd rather drink antifreeze than vote to raise your taxes.
Palm Coast Vice Mayor Ed Danko commenting on the city's next budget cycle. At a recent meeting, he said he supports a millage rollback. Karen Johnson has our top story.
Palm Coast has drafted its first list of priorities for the next budget cycle, including a discussion on potentially adopting another rollback millage rate, fully supported by Danko.
I fully support a complete millage rate rollback for 2025. I do not want to see our property taxes go up 1 penny in Palm Coast. People are suffering from Bidenomics. They have pain at the pump, grief at the grocery store. Everything has gone through the roof, and we need to offer our citizens a bit of a break.
Vice Mayor Ed Danko proposed a full millage rate rollback for the 2025 fiscal year, but the idea was met with skepticism from a few council members at the recent workshop meeting.
Maybe they need to learn how to tighten their belts and cut out the waste that we have in our city government. And there is waste, lots of waste, and we have must-haves and wants. We need to get rid of the wants.
Rollback in millage is when the property tax rate of the coming year is rolled back to the point where the government will not take in more money next year than it did this year.
We need to focus on the must-haves. We must have fire. We must have police. We must have roads. We must have water, so forth and so on. But there are things we do not need to have. Just like at home, when you look at your bottom line, you may want a new swimming pool in your backyard, but maybe this year you can't afford it. So you let it go because you got to put food on the table and a roof over your head.
Council members are in disagreement because of community infrastructure concerns, which we'll take a look at in future news reports. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Tuesday, April 30th.
They're really attracted to bright lights, and unfortunately, oftentimes that is landward of the beach, so coastal homes or condos with bright, non-sea turtle friendly lighting.
Sea turtle nesting season begins tomorrow, and there are things you can do to help the hatchlings.
UF marine biologist Kat Eastman says during the season, coastal residents should dim their lights. Better yet, keep them off.
Roadway lighting can actually lure the hatchlings away from the ocean and into the dunes and actually oncoming traffic. So keeping beaches dark, flat, those are all really great ways to coexist with sea turtle nests and the hatchlings.
Eastman says visitors to the beach should do the same.
You don't need flashlights walking the beach. The light of the moonlight is perfect. That's what the turtles use to sea find. So we can let our eyes adjust, and you'd be amazed at what you can see in the dark.
Also important, Eastman says beaches should be kept free of debris and holes.
The idea is not leaving beach furniture out and other big debris type things. You're occupying space that could be used for turtle nesting and can impede their ability to nest. They come in and they bump into things and then could be deterred and go back out to the water, resulting in a false nesting attempt.
Sea turtle nesting season runs through the end of October. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. Entertainer Vern Shank honed his skills as a high school musician so his classmates would stop picking on him.
So then what happened? Shank said that he graduated high school, and much to his parents' disappointment, he moved from Pennsylvania to California to be a musician. He drove his beat-up car cross-country, took classes in music and acting, but things weren't going well financially.
So I lived in my car behind a dumpster at the Pauly Shore's Comedy Store, and I lived in my car for half a year.
Shank said he would later get a cheap apartment with several other musicians and sleep on the floor to have a place to live. He said it was either living his dream or paying his dues. He didn't know which. You can listen to Business Minds Coffee Chat with host Jay Shear here on WNZF Saturday mornings at 8:30 or anytime on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, Vern Shank makes it on film. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.